Good Tuesday evening, July 22nd, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Great to be back. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The man charged with holding up the Wenatchee subway shop with a handgun last year has entered a guilty plea. Neither driver was injured in a T-bone rollover collision at the intersection of Okanogan Avenue and Spokane Street on Monday. Thunderstorms are possible into our evening hours with warmer temperatures expected on Wednesday. Your full local weather forecast is coming up. Monday's rainstorm over the Palmus Fire proved to be good news for firefighters, and so far there's been no new fire starts detected from lightning. The 3,400-acre fire has been burning since mid-June in remote and rugged areas of the Glacier Peak Wilderness west of Entiat. Fire managers said today that roughly a quarter to a half inch of rain fell on the fire area yesterday and helped put a damper on its growth. A reconnaissance flight after the storm passed did not locate any new fires as a result of lightning starts. The incident team overseeing the Pomas Fire response held a community meeting Monday night.
Now, this is several hours ago. We picked up some more, but you can see across the area we got anywhere from a couple of hundredths to 6/10 of an inch down here and a half an inch up near Trinity and on the north end of the fire here. So we got quite a bit of widespread wetting rain, and later on in the afternoon we picked up another tenth or so. So we got a lot of places that got close to a half an inch of rain here overnight last night and into this afternoon.
The man charged with holding up the Wenatchee subway shop with a handgun last year has entered a guilty plea that carries more than 4 years in prison. 42-year-old Stephen James Arthur Moore pleaded guilty on Monday to unlawful firearm possession, first-degree theft, and 2 counts of identity theft. The plea agreement combined charges from several unrelated offenses dating to 2022 and dropped a count of first-degree robbery in the May 2024 subway incident, in which Moore was accused of stealing about $300 from the cash register while armed with what appeared to be a black semi-automatic pistol. Judge Travis Brandt handed down a sentence of nearly 51 months in prison. Moore has been held in the Chelan County Jail ever since his arrest by Wenatchee police more than a year ago. Wenatchee Valley College yesterday suspended its college assistant migrant program, also known as CAMP, due to a delay in federal funding. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports the program supports students from migrant and seasonal farm worker families and was supposed to be fully funded through 2029 with a $2.4 million grant. But the money is on hold, part of a nationwide delay tied to the One Big Beautiful Bill Act passed by Congress earlier this month. College officials say they're working to keep staff and continue supporting affected students. Since launching in 2009, the program has helped more than 850 students and was on track to serve 225 more. Both the camp director and Wenatchee Valley College president, Famous Harrison, say they're committed to finding a path forward. Police are on the lookout for a traffic violator who eluded officers on Monday night by driving across a pedestrian bridge and hiding in the Horan Natural Area. Wenatchee Police Captain Brian Chance says a green and beige 1995 Jeep Cherokee was spotted by officers running a stop sign at the intersection of South Wenatchee Avenue and Marsh Street and was later seen speeding by a Chelan County Sheriff's deputy near the Wenatchee River Bridge around 10 p.m. When the deputy attempted to conduct a traffic stop, the Jeep allegedly drove through the Wenatchee Confluence State Park and across the Loop Trail Bridge into the Horan Natural Area. The suspect then abandoned the vehicle on foot. Authorities used a drone to try and locate the suspect, but were unsuccessful. The Jeep has been seized by the sheriff's office while investigators attempt to identify that driver. When we come back, the Chelan County Veterans Service Office will hold a special ceremony in August to honor 17 local Purple Heart recipients. And neither driver was injured in a T-bone rollover collision at the intersection of Okanogan Avenue and Spokane Street on Monday. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidsof.wenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed, so relax. It's done.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
The Chelan County Veterans Service Office will hold a special ceremony in August to honor 17 local Purple Heart recipients. A Purple Heart is the oldest military decoration awarded to men and women wounded or killed in service of the United States. Chelan County started a tradition last year of annually recognizing local medal recipients by inscribing their names on a plaque hung in the Chelan County Veterans Office. This year's 17 local medal recipients will have their names added to that plaque following a special ceremony on August 7th at the Wenatchee Veterans Hall. The event will include light refreshments and a presentation of colors. Neither driver was injured in a T-boned rollover collision at the intersection of Okanogan Avenue and Spokane Street on Monday. According to Wenatchee Police Captain Brian Chance, it was almost 5 p.m. when a vehicle was struck from the side and tipped over onto its top by an oncoming car at the intersection. The woman who was T-boned told police she'd stopped at the stop sign and thought it was clear to proceed. Despite the dramatic scene officers found when they arrived, no one suffered any injuries. Back in June, Chelan County's Board of Commissioners voted to lower the speed limit on part of East Leavenworth Road, a residential route along the Wenatchee River. But how did that decision get made? On the Chelan County Connection podcast, Public Works Director Eric Pearson, who also acts as the county's official engineer, said Washington counties have to conduct an engineering study before changing local speed limits.
So when you go by and see those tubes across the road, what those are doing is actually counting the number of vehicles, and they also have the capability of counting what the speed is of those vehicles going across. And so we're able to take that data and utilize it in our engineering study. And so the engineering study, what we look at from that is we utilize something that's called the Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices. So that's a standard, a national standard that Washington State has adopted. And so we utilize those tube counts, and it comes up and we can find what the 85th percentile of the speed is. In addition, we utilize that. We look at the roadway character. We look at the roadside, the nature and the use, the road users, and then accident history. Many times, and the previous version of the MEDCD had it a very controlling feature of that is that 85th percentile speed. And what the 85th percentile speed is 85% of the public feel comfortable driving at that speed or less. And the reason why we set it that way is when you're driving, speed almost becomes more psychological. If you've been on a roadway that had really wide shoulders, really wide lanes, you tend to actually travel at a higher rate of speed. There are certain roadways, not in this county, but where you'll find yourself where you almost have to set the cruise control to keep at that speed limit. Otherwise, you're always going over. Well, that's a example of having an artificially set speed limit without having other things.
Coming up next, a nonprofit service center for adults with developmental disabilities is offering an outreach this summer to young people with autism. We will tell you more about Tierra Learning Center in tonight's feature story. There's still a chance for severe evening thunderstorms. I'll have your full local weather forecast and more straight ahead as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Palmus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous farmers market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Palmus Market. Palmus Market, where community meets.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
A nonprofit service center for adults with developmental disabilities is offering an outreach this summer to young people with autism. Tierra Learning Center had been a home and a retreat for its clients since 2004 on 300 acres outside Leavenworth. Registration is open now for its first ever camp for youth on the autism spectrum, happening the 3rd week in August. In tonight's feature story, we visited the idyllic Tierra Learning Center campus to find out more.
Okay, so we're gonna need 2 cups of the basil.
Just 1 cup of the basil.
Yep, so put that in there. Yep. All right. Jordan, do you want to measure out the next cup? Oh, sure. All right.
Tierra Learning Center serves adults with developmental disabilities, and we have kind of a 3-prong approach. We have an adult family home where we have 7 residents who live there, and then we have a employment services program where we help people find jobs, and that includes how to write a resume and how to do an interview and how to look and what do you want to do, and do some training and then help them get a job. And then once they have a job, then we assist them on the job with whatever they might need. And lastly, we have a program called Trails, which is a kind of an occupational recreational program where people come up for the day, and we do a whole range of activities from sports to arts to cooking and field trips, and we went rafting last week. So a lot of different activities, and we allow people to choose what they want to do, so we have several groups running at the same time doing different activities.
Need help pouring it?
No.
Well, right now we serve mostly adults, and a lot of those activities, we teach them specific skills, but we also teach them socialization skills. So teaching them to behave appropriately and to apologize when you make a mistake or do things like that. So there's a lot of learning within the activities.
Okay. I'm gonna get a spatula and we're gonna scrape this out.
We're offering offering a camp for youth with autism, ages 11 to 15, and that's in August. And that's our first year at it, and we're hoping to have 10 campers in a group and offer different activities, and we're taking registrations. And right now we're going to stop at 10, just because that's a good group, and you can have 3 camp counselors with the 10, and that kind of creates that 1-to-3 ratio, which is our ideal ratio that we like to have. Having been in the adaptive sports field for a long time, I know that there's a huge need for parents out there in the summertime, for the kids and for the parents to have a little bit of a break. And so we're trying it out for 1 week this year, and hopefully we'll do it 3 or 4 times next year, and eventually I see us having a camp every week. Well, I think that having a camp with people with kids on the autism spectrum requires specialized knowledge of the camp counselors, because there are some behaviors that are kind of specific to kids with autism, and then there's some that maybe aren't. But knowing how to work with those behaviors and how to maybe calm somebody down, and also understanding that kids and adults with autism really like structure, and they like to know what's next and have routine. And so creating an environment where they have those routines so they feel comfortable. So a lot of thought into creating the structure and the activities that serve people who have autism.
Is that working? Yep. Okay. All right, if you need a bigger one.
We offer pickleball, and there'll be cooking, there'll be archery, there'll be some garden work, there'll be arts and crafts, music, dancing, a whole range of different activities for the campers. From my past work experiences where I used to work, we had 3 different camps, so 30 campers in 3 different groups every week throughout the summer, and there was always a waiting list. So, and I know on the west side they host camps and they're very popular, and there's a waiting list there. A camp for kids with autism would be greatly utilized in this area. One of the things we offer is a transportation program. So folks from Wenatchee, we can arrange to pick them up, or perhaps some of our participants are able to get the Link Plus and get dropped off at the bus stop, and we go and pick them up. So we've eliminated the need for transportation, which is a huge barrier oftentimes to participating here. We never turn anybody away due to inability to pay, so we do have scholarships for those who can't afford the full tuition. Obviously, it's a beautiful setting here. You're out in nature, and I have found that our participants who come here really love it, and so there's just something special about the Tierra Learning Center and the Sunridge Canyon that makes people feel comfortable and at home.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast, and hope you had a great Tuesday. Some thunder activity yesterday and a little bit of rain, and more of that developing as we look outside our weather window looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. This from our Wenatchee Heights tower camera, and you can see some of these cumulus clouds getting a little bit dark underneath, which could develop into some cumulonimbus clouds late in the afternoon and into our evening hours, so we are expecting that. In fact, some of those thunderstorms that we do see possibly today, we could see some lightning, and boy, we sure don't want to see lightning or small hail. Heavy downpours with these storms in the summertime, always a possibility, but just keep your eye on the sky if you are outside early into probably mid-evening tonight. High temperature today, a little bit below normal, but pretty nice out there. 85 our unofficial high. 90 degrees is where we should be now for our normal high temperature. Scorcher, our record high back in 1994 of 107 degrees. We were at 61 this morning, pretty close to our normal low of 63. Our record low, 49 degrees, and that was set in 1982. All right, let's go back to yesterday. A little bit of shower activity, especially late in the day into early evening, and a little bit of rain this morning, but that is all we picked up. 3/100ths of an inch of precipitation at the airport. That now gets us to 2.62 2 inches, which is almost 1.9 inches below where we should be for this time of year. Sunrise this morning, 5:27, and it sets tonight at 8:46. Getting you into those Wednesday temperatures, things will warm right back up as high pressure continues to develop. Lots of 92s on our map tomorrow, including Moses Lake, Ephrata. Right here in Wenatchee, we'll see 92 up into Eniat, Chelan, north into Omak after some pretty heavy rain showers there yesterday and today. 92, 88 in Lake Wenatchee, and 90 the high temperature tomorrow up in Leavenworth. So things back to normal and a little bit above normal. Tonight, mostly clear skies, lots of high pressure, including that anchoring high in the Pacific, another one in south central Alberta, but you can see a little bit of shower activity right along the Cascades. That's what we're looking for tonight. For your Wednesday, sunny skies and warmer, back to pretty much normal weather for this time of year. We'll see highs in the low 90s tomorrow afternoon. For Thursday, we're not going to change a whole lot as we make our way through the week. Maybe a little bit breezy, though, on Thursday afternoon right here in central Washington. Going to stay on the warm side, though, once again, with highs late in the day Thursday into those low 90s. As we end the work week on Friday, almost an identical day to Thursday. Some windy conditions. I wouldn't really say windy, but breezy conditions on Friday afternoon. It's going to be sunny and warm. High temperatures right where we should be for this time of year at around 90 degrees. And then as we get you into the upcoming weekend, we're going to stay with some pretty nice weather. Maybe some high clouds on Saturday, so we'll call it mostly sunny to kick off our weekend. Going to stay about normal for temperatures with highs right around 90 and not much change expected for our Sunday. Boy, just a beautiful day. Low pressure's beginning to move our way, and that's compressing that ridge of high pressure a bit. Really not going to affect us much. Sunday's high temperatures, again, right around 90 degrees. As we get into our next work week on Monday, sunny and even a little bit warmer as high pressure once again intensifies. We're going to see some desert southwest warmth move up on Monday. Highs in the low to mid 90s. And I'll tell you, folks, looking past that into midweek next week, we're talking temperatures of 100 and maybe even warmer. So get ready for that. 64 overnight for your overnight low. Lots of sunshine Wednesday right through Friday. Temperatures pretty consistent, 90 to about 93. But remember, Thursday and Friday afternoons, a little bit of breeze out there. Mostly sunny and warm to kick off our weekend Saturday, and 90. A little bit cooler on Sunday at 89 degrees, and back to the hot weather Monday, sunny with a high temperature of 93. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Remember when you could afford to have fun on two wheels without breaking the bank? Maybe you started on a Honda Z50 or a Trail 70 or one of the most popular Hondas of all time, the Trail 90. Well, Honda and Doghouse Motorsports are making fun affordable again. Introducing the Honda Monkey, the Dax, and the new updated Trail 125, all featuring fuel-injected 4-stroke engines with electric start. The best part of all, they are affordably priced under $5,000. Whether you're just getting started or you want to get back at it, Doghouse Motorsports has you covered.
Happy Tuesday. George Kirby had a no-hitter going through 5 innings, but then the Brewers got to him in 4 runs in the 6th, and they'd go on for their 6-0 win. Seattle could only muster 6 hits, make that 5 hits in the game as Milwaukee won for the 11th straight time. The Brewers got on the board in the 6th inning against George Kirby after second baseman Cole Young made a great play on the defensive side for the first out.
Young smothers, pops up on to first. Well, he's been a busy man tonight. Nice play there once again by Cole Young.
That range getting better and better left and right. Nice play, had plenty of time to set his feet. George Kirby let him know.
Contreras, a high fly into right. Ortiz back to tag, can zone under it, makes the catch. Here's the throw home. Ortiz slides, he's safe. 1-0 Brewers on the sac fly by Contreras. 1-0 Brewers, now it's Yelich. Ground ball up the middle, base hit, 2-0 Crew as Yelich drives in a run.
I know they're not always the coolest things in the world, but the last 46 games, the Brewers have more sac flies than anybody. You want to score runs? Get them in when you can.
How about Churiel? Center field, Rodriguez back, and it's off the top of the fence. Yelich sent around third. It's going to be a play at the plate. Young's throw is late. Yelich scores from first base. Churiel with an RBI double. It's 3-0.
On the first pitch, too, a slider off the center field wall, scoring Yelich all the way from first base.
Jackson Churiel, 15-game hitting streak.
Already got a 3-spot here in this one.
Runs in bunches. Collins rips one down the right field line. That'll get another run home. Collins with an RBI single makes it 4-0.
Well, they left some sunglasses up here thinking that could happen.
Chopper, Garcia spins, throws low, and it's down the right field line. That'll get a run home as Yelich is going to end up at second base. It's 5-0 Brewers. 1-0 to Churiel. Lined, and it's into center, a base hit just out of the reach of Young. A hit and an RBI for Churiel makes it 6-0.
What a thrill right now for Brandon Garcia. Call up today from Tacoma, making his major league debut right now in the 8th inning. On the ground, Crawford, a little flip over to first base, and Garcia's got his first inning of the big leagues under his belt, able to complete it.
Anderson's 1-2. Got him! 11-game winning streak for your Milwaukee Brewers as they shut out the Mariners 6-0 in Seattle. Efficient, to the point, and the Brewers have the best record in Major League Baseball.
Mariners host Milwaukee again tonight at T-Mobile Park as Seattle tries to snap a little 2-game skid. Game gets underway at 6:40. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. Well, Seattle slipped back to 5 games behind Houston in the American League West after the Astros beat Arizona 6-3. Texas moved a game above 500 with a 7-2 win over the Athletics. The Angels fell to the Mets by a final of 7-5. The Wenatchee Apple Sox continue chasing a playoff spot tonight with Edmonton in town for the first of 3 games. Riverhawks come into tonight's game with a 23-15 record overall, 9-3 in the second half of the West Coast League season. Edmonton comes to Wenatchee on a 5-game winning streak after sweeping Kamloops last weekend. Now the Apple Sox are 22-17, 6-6 in the second half, and also have a 5-game winning streak. So something has to end tonight. 2 teams have met once so far this season, back in week 3 in June when the Riverhawks swept the Apple Sox in Edmonton. The home team won the opener 2-0, limiting Wenatchee to 3 hits on the night. Apple Sox comeback attempt on June 21st came up short, falling 5-2. Wenatchee couldn't hold on to a 5-2 lead June 22nd, allowing 4 runs in the 8th inning and falling to Edmonton by a final of 6-5. Also on the West Coast League schedule tonight, Bellingham plays at Port Angeles. Kamloops is hosting Kelowna. Jakub Napa Valley visits Marionberries. Nanaimo is back home against Corvallis. Ridgefield is at Cowlitz. Victoria hosts a non-league game against the Dub C Fish Sticks. Springfield visits Portland tonight at 7:15. Hey, by the way, NCWLIFE channel will broadcast tonight's game with yours truly and Brandon Schmitten on the play-by-play, beginning with our pregame at 6:30 tonight. Hope you join us on the TV as well as on the stream for Apple Sox baseball. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.